Ascension messages. Questions and answers. Imagination is creation, highest idea of who you are.
Question. How do we achieve this? The time is now. Everything you have ever said has all come down to now.
Cryptocurrencies, 5G, transcending, blueprints. All your keywords were being thrown around on the news and in articles. Now is the time we need to act.
A life with a new social structure, with a new government.
The new world is awaiting me and my kids. We just need directions.
Answer. The human race has been mind-controlled, has fallen asleep, and have forgotten who they really are. Religions have hijacked spirituality, and have created a very limited story around creation. The human race has been isolated from the rest of the universe, by agreements and technologies that they are unaware of. This has been happening for eons of time, where the mass consciousness of humanity have chosen to believe only in what they can see and touch. This has been locked into the mass psyche for such a long time, that it has become their normal and predictable world, that has now been shattered. It is gone, and that comforting normality will never return. What is required now is a new program. The secret government behind the governments of the world are in control of our beautiful world, that we call home, and for their reasons, they feel powerful when exercising their control and domination over humanity. However, they are not alone. There are other forces that also want to control this planet, our home, for their own reasons. We will call these collective controlling agents dark shirts. These dark shirts have hidden one very powerful truth from humanity, and that truth is that we are creator beings. Our thoughts can create any reality of our choosing. The greatest fear that all of the dark shirts share is that humanity will wake up from their deep sleep, and change everything with just their conscious thoughts. This is the great deception, and while the human race believe and think that there is nothing they can do, the deception continues. The dark shirt's main tool for control is perpetuating human fear, suffering, struggle and scarcity in all manner of ways. They have achieved this through very effective mind control. The dark shirts are very worried because there are many light shirts incarnated at these times, whose purpose is to change the game and awaken humanity of this one simple truth: thoughts create. No matter how small or insignificant you think your change of thoughts are, they are a gigantic contribution to the upliftment of all of humanity. All that is required, dear ones, is to hold a continued story awareness in your mind, smile and feel love in your heart. As you create a new earth with the highest idea that you can imagine a new earth to be, that is operating on a higher frequency of love and compassion, goodness, and a world where we care for each other, an earth with nature in pristine condition, and human communities existing harmoniously together, with a willingness to grow together. Where all these communities know their connection to Mother Earth, and know that there is a greater connection to all that exists. On this new earth, there are new technologies, new forms of energy that are clean and renewable, and aid in the further development of scientific discoveries, that allow the adventurous interstellar traveler meeting beings, who live in like-minded realities, that extend throughout our universe. This new earth has no need for a monetary system, it has no need for central governance, it is self-organized, and all decision-making processes are open and transparent. These decision-making processes honor the highest good of all, where the earth herself is honored, and all of the natural world, where all of the gifts of the natural world are shared equally amongst everyone. A world with no scarcity, that has abundance in all manner of things. This is the bedtime stories to share with your children, that you share and hold in your thoughts yourself, firing the imagination of everyone engaged in the perfection of the greatest story that can be held in the mind. Imagination is creation, it is that simple. There are many light shirts from other realms, that are here assisting in this adventure of upliftment. This is Ascension. The only energy preventing the creation of this new world, is fear. Fear that is held in the unconscious of humanity. Do not try to push this fear away, you will only strengthen it. Tell yourself, it is okay to have this fear, whatever it may be. Allow any feelings to surface, and tell yourself, it is okay for me to feel this way. Then, take your courage that you already have in the core of your being, and imagine the biggest idea of who you are, and the new world you are already living in. Make this new reality you, real. With repetition it is manifest in the moment of your mind creation.
Trust in yourself. When fear and love are integrated in this manner, this new reality is certain.
Remember, we are creators of worlds, creators of galaxies, creators of universes, and the dark shirts do not want you to know this. But we do.
We trust this is of great assistance to you all.
Question. Thank you for the email and sharing. I was just wondering if this is direct channeling from the Palladians to one of you. I was also curious about what is meant by integrating fear.
Answer.
Your first inquiry is easy to answer.
Our 5D awareness is talking directly with this 3D incarnated version of self.
Your other inquiry is clearly laid out in the papers sent. However, here is another brief explanation. There is only one absolute truth, and that is unconditional love. The journey back to Source is through integration as we transcend forgetfulness in this 3D reality.
The temporary perceived disconnection from Source creates a vacuum that is the unknown. The ego's defense of the unknown is fear. In actuality, there is no opposite of love, there is only opposition.
Without fear, contrast could not be experienced, and it is through contrast that we can choose love.
If you deny or pretend that you have no fear, you then try to push fear out of your reality. This only strengthens the fear, because this is what your subconscious focus awareness is directed onto. Remember, your conscious rational mind that you are communicating with right now represents less than 3 to 5% of your consciousness. The other 95 to 97% of your consciousness, you are mostly unaware of its activity, and the gatekeeper of this activity is your ego.
Fear is the absence of love.
So the way forward is to embrace fear. Tell yourself, it is okay to feel fear. Remember, fear is your ego trying to protect you from what it does not know.
However, you can step in and validate that fear. This is integration. Trust this is of assistance.
Tawana, Tawa, adventure with joy, with all its multiple meanings.